Many burned to death in Rivers oil pipeline explosion. Supreme Court orders old notes to remain in circulation until December 31st. Plus, Thailand hosts war games with biggest U.S. attendance in decade. Hello, this is News Live on Viewer Television. I am Jennifer Okolo. Many thanks for joining us. Now, an explosion occurred in early morning of Friday in Rumekpe in Emelha local government area of Rivers, leaving many people, including women and children, as well as vehicles burned to ashes. According to report gathered, the incident occurred at about 2 a.m. at a crude oil tapping point. The Public Relations Officer in Rivers State, the Police Public Relations Officer in Rivers State, SP Grace Inugay Koko, who confirmed the incident in Port Harcourt, said, however, that the casualty figure had not yet been ascertained as certified in this report. The explosion occurred as a bus loaded with some siphoned crude went off in flames as it was leaving the port for an illegal refinery in the area. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has visited the popular Monday market in Maiduguri, Borno State, where fire gutted over 13,000 shops and destroyed goods worth billions of naira last Sunday. Buhari also commiserated with the government and people of the state on the unfortunate incident. According to a statement by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, Buhari visited the market, still smoldering, 5 days after, along with Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State, Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima, members of the Federal Executive Council, and some eminent citizens of the state. During his visit, Buhari was also at the palace of the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar al-Kanami, to register his condolences to indigents of the state. Moving on now, there's Organization for the Advancement of Nigerians and its partner organizations have called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to address hitches recorded during the February 25th polls ahead of the March 11 polls. INEC conducted the presidential and National Assembly elections on Saturday, February 25, 2023. The results of the election across the country have since generated controversy. Reacting to the conduct of the polls, the chairman, board of OAN, Olayinka Dan Salami, in a statement signed on behalf of 20 Nigerian organizations, urged INEC to correct the errors ahead of the March 11 governorship and state assembly elections. Dan Salami said Nigerians were within their rights to have such concerns in the just concluded elections. Still on electoral matters, the Coalition of Arewa Youth and Students Initiative has commended the Independent National Electoral Commission for holding one of the most free, fair and credible elections in the history of Nigerian democracy, despite the fact that the majority of Nigerians continue to express their sorrow over the results of the general elections on February 25th. The gang announced this at a global press conference that was conducted in Kaduna this past week. They also made a plea to politicians and political parties to respect the independence of INEC, which is guaranteed by Nigerian law and constitution, pleading with political parties to accept the polling results.
If this process is not transparent enough, there is no process that can be transparent enough to please the people of Nigeria. The reforms and innovative initiative introduced by Independent National Electoral Commission is a welcome development. We, as people of Northern Nigeria, we pass a vote of confidence on the INEC chairman, and we are in full support of the process, and we call on all Nigerians to support the process at any rate, because those who are trying to incite violence, they are enemies of Nigeria. They have taken side, and their preferred candidates are not winning. They are trying to incite Nigerians against Nigerians.
We want to lastly call on the contending parties and their candidates to accept the outcome of the election No matter who emerges, they should toe the path of former President Goodluck Jonathan in congratulating the eventual winner.
Well, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has said that he will challenge Saturday's presidential election results in court. Abubakar, at a news conference in Abuja, said the decision was not about himself but for the democracy of Nigeria. He said having consulted with leaders of PDP and Nigerians from different walks of life, he came to the conclusion that the processes and outcome of the presidential and National Assembly election was grossly flawed and must be challenged. Abubakar expressed the hope that the judiciary would redeem itself this time around and rise to the society's expectation as the last hope.
But to right the wrongs of Saturday is not about me at all. It is not about you. It is about you, and it is about the future of those of you who are seated here. It is also a continuation of my battles to deepen democracy and for a better life for our people. It is about the future of Nigerian youths. I know that Nigerians, especially the youth, are traumatized by the developments. But I want to urge them to conduct themselves peacefully. Like I have done over the years, I assure you that I will commit the rest of my life in ensuring that true democracy, which affirms the supremacy of your votes and your will take firm footing and guarantee a stable, prosperous, and peaceful Nigeria.
Also, the People's Democratic Party and Labour Party presidential candidates Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, respectively, have approached the Presidential Election Court to seek permission for the inspection of election materials used during last Saturday's poll. Newsman reports that Atiku and Obi refused to concede defeat in the February 25th presidential election, vowing to recover the mandate in court. The two candidates rebuffed the gesture of conciliation made by the President-elect Bola Tinubu, who is in his acceptance speech after he was declared the winner of the poll on Wednesday, asked them to support him in the task of building the nation. Atiku and Obi spoke at separate news conference in Abuja on Thursday. Their request is contained in two expert motions they filed at the PEC Secretariat at the Court of Appeal, Abuja. When News Live returns, aggrieved parents of the 12-year-old pupil of Christian International School, Lagos, have said the result of the autopsy on their daughter revealed that she died of electrocution. Details of this and more comes to you right after this break.
Pararam pra reparar, estão ouvindo esse som, pulsando seco no ar, merece nossa atenção. Preparem bem os sensores para poder captar os motores.
Fragrance, the new luxury fragrance for men and women.
In this 21st century, where all the information we need is now in the palm of our hands. News from around the world, entertainment, celebrity gossip, sports, and much more. The only thing that you need is the right source. Viewer TV is now on the go. Simply check us out on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for all the information you need.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Live and Viewer Television. Here's a recap of our top stories. Many burned to death in Rivers oil pipeline explosion. Supreme Court orders old notes to remain in circulation till December 31st. Plus, Thailand hosts war games with biggest U.S. attendance in decade. Now, the aggrieved parents of the 12-year-old pupil of Chrisland International School, Whitney Adeniran, who recently died in strange circumstances during the school's inter-house sports activities at the Agege Stadium, Lagos State, have said the results of the autopsy of their daughter revealed that she died of electrocution. Whitney's mother, Blessed, in a live broadcast on Instagram, confirmed the development. Also, the deceased father, Michael, in a text message said that he confirmed the reports of the autopsy from the officer in charge of the State Criminal Investigation Department, Panti Yaba, noting that the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Panti, told him Whitney was killed by 600 volts of electricity. Well, as part of an effort by the Nigerian Army to ensure corporate social responsibility, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, commissions 3 projects in Al-Kalari local government area of Bauchi State. While commissioning the projects in 3 different communities, the Chief of Army Staff, however, expressed the need for the people of Bauchi State to continue to live in peace and be tolerant to one another for peace to reign in their various communities. Our Bauchi State correspondent Awal Hassan tells us more.
This is Busala community in Al-Kalari local government area of Bauchi State, the population of which is predominantly women and children. The community had one major challenge, which was lack of health facility that will cater for the health needs of especially women and children.
Gaskiya na fuskantar matsaloli daban-daban game da rashin asibiti. Ana samun rashin lafiya gaskiya daban-daban. Sannan kuma idan mata za ta haifu ko da ta zo haifuwa ya zo da matsala ma, kafin a ce da ɗauke ta a mashin, matsalan hanya ma kafin a ce da ta isa an samu matsala gaskiya.
Ana shan wahala gaskiya sosai, mun ta guda ko zuwa rawanin jigiya kafin a samu. Kamin mu je wurin asibitin ma wasu suka iya rasa rayuwarsu.
However, the Nigerian Army has today put a smile on the faces of these people by coming to their aid through construction of primary health care center as well as donation of medical equipment.
The Nigerian Army has over the years taken deliberate steps towards ensuring that it gives back to the society the cooperation it enjoys from them by observing some corporate social responsibilities. This is very much in line with my vision of a professional Nigerian Army ready to accomplish assigned missions with a joint environment in defense of Nigeria. The projects being commissioned today are among the several civil-military cooperation-related activities and quick impact projects executed in various parts of the country by the Nigerian Army towards contributing to national development.
This gesture is in line with the mission of the Nigerian Army to reinforce the civil-military cooperation, particularly through identifying with the grassroots communities where the senior military officers hail from.
The Chief of Army Staff does not know this place, but he has a good heart. He knows that we are all from villages, and he has this good heart to ensure that development is carried to all the villages, especially where the senior military officers have hailed from.
Residents of this community, especially the women, could not hide their joys as one of their major problems is solved. Similar gesture was extended to 2 communities of Gakal and Yamrat, where blocks of 2 classrooms, an office, and a storeroom, as well as donation of books, uniform and sport items was done.
These projects we commissioned were executed by Nigerian Army for the good people of Bauchi State through one of your illustrious sons, a worthy son of the soil, Major General G.B. Abdu.
The Nigerian Chief of Army Staff has asked the people of these communities to live in peace and tolerate one another for peace to reign in their various communities. Awol Hassan, Viewer TV News, Bauchi.
Well, ahead of the March 11 governorship and House of Assembly elections in Enugu State, Usuka Journalists Foundation has raised grave concern over the pervading atmosphere of violence in Enugu North Zone of the state. The foundation, in a statement issued on Friday, signed by its public relations officer, Emmanuel Ikechukwu, said it was worried that some of the political actors have taken no lesson from the examples laid down by the incumbent governor of Enugu State, Dr. Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, who had preached and maintained peace throughout his tenure. Describing as disheartening and regrettable and condemnable the incendiary comments by political actors, particularly contestants in the elections, which can best be described as approaching the race with the mindset of guerrillas going to war with enemies. Well, Abdul Hamid Umar has been appointed as National Project Coordinator of the Agro-Climatic Resilience and Semi-Arid Landscapes Project in Nigeria. A statement on Friday by Olusegun Shogbola, Personnel Assistant, Media and ICT to Minister of Environment, said the appointment made by the World Bank in conjunction with the National Steering Committee of the project on behalf of the federal government took effect from February. In the statement made available in Abuja, Umar is expected to provide overall coordination of the $700 million project on watershed management, land remediation, and restoration. Well, while the Nigerian military works to combat terrorism and insurgency, the public is urged to provide the troops with full cooperation and support. This was disclosed by Major General Christopher Musa, the Commander Infantry Corps during the Senior Course 45 exercise at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji.
The society is cooperation, support, information, encouragement. We're human, sometimes we make mistakes. Once we make mistakes, they will never be deliberate. People must understand that we are doing that in the course of doing our own duty. And for them to also support and understand the nature of the challenges affecting troops during insurgency, counter-insurgency operations.
The Commandant Armed Forces Command and Staff College Air Vice Marshal Emmanuel Wona also stated that the seminar cut across agencies in the military and paramilitary in order to achieve the needed goals in countering insurgency.
People have thought that counterinsurgency and terrorism was a purely military affair, a kinetic approach to it. But as we look closely about it, we observe that certainly no, the military cannot go into no. So it was interesting to see how we get all stakeholders, what we present as a concept of the whole of society approach. So during the period of this seminar, we've had people from the civil defense, civil society organization, we have people from ministries and agencies, and other stakeholders, besides military commanders, come around here to give their perspective as to how we actually optimize and synergize together to counter insurgency.
Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger has inaugurated the 779 million naira hydroelectric power producing areas development commission, 160 housing units for flood victims in the state. Bello at the event in Mokwa and Idati local government areas of the state on Friday said that the victims in Moregi and Ketso communities will be the beneficiaries of the scheme. He assured the people that the state government would provide access roads to the two communities to ease movement of goods and services in the areas. The governor said that the electrification projects of the communities will soon be completed and inaugurated to boost socio-economic activities in the area. While you are still watching News Live on Viewer Television, business and international news comes to you right after the break. Do stay with us.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305, here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulent, for ultimate comfort.
Travelers, we are more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
Well, thanks for staying with us. And on business today, the average domestic airfare paid by passengers has increased by 94.78% in the past 12 months. The National Bureau of Statistics data have shown the development came amid reports of various challenges facing the local aviation industry. The local airfares rose from an average of 74,586.49 naira in December 2022 to 74,702.70 naira in January 2023. Also, the report also showed that the average fare paid by commuters for both journeys within the city per drop increased by 0.94% to January 2023 on a month-on-month from 644.66 naira in December 2022 to 650.70 naira. Well, the Supreme Court on Friday has ordered that all 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira notes remain in circulation till December 31st, 2023. The Apex Court also notified the federal government's naira redesign policy, declaring it as an affront to the 1999 Constitution. Justice Emmanuel Ajim, who read the judgment, held that the preliminary objections by the defendants, the Attorney General of the Federation, Bayelsa and Edo State, are dismissed as the court has the jurisdiction to entertain the suit. The Apex Court further held that President Muhammad Buhari in his broadcast admitted that the policy is flawed with a lot of challenges. Well, according to a document by the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria, deposit money banks offered 130,854 new credits valued at 947.46 billion naira to their customers in December 2022. A member of the MPC, Adeola Adenikiju, disclosed this in his personal statement made at the last meeting of the committee. He also disclosed that the banking industry assets rose by 14.36 trillion naira, while industry credit rose by 5.14 trillion naira in 2022. The MPC member also disclosed that there was an increase in the maximum lending rate from 28.14% to 29.13%. Well, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa says e-commerce in Africa is projected to grow by 50% by 2025. This was disclosed by the Acting Executive Secretary, UNECA, Antonio Pedro, at the opening of the